Olá amigos da TV Jersey, diretamente de Louisville, Kentucky, Estados Unidos. Vamos trazer hoje um programa especial sobre a maior exposição da Raça Jersey no mundo, a All American Jersey Show. Marcelo, seja bem-vindo a mais um programa e comente para os nossos espectadores sobre esse grande evento da Raça Jersey.
Uma saudação aos nossos amigos e espectadores aí do programa. Estamos aqui diretamente do Kentucky Exposition Center. Como se falou, o maior evento de gado Jersey no mundo. Ano passado, com quase 600 animais inscritos. O evento é dividido em 3 partes. A primeira parte é o Junior Show. A segunda parte do evento é o Futurity Show. E no último dia, no terceiro dia do show do Jersey aqui, nós temos a All American International Show, que é o grande finale, onde se escolhem as grandes campeãs e as reservadas grandes campeãs da raça Jersey nacionais aqui dos Estados Unidos. Lembrando ainda que a Associação Americana, através da JMS, que é o seu braço de comercialização de animais, promove 2 grandes vendas, talvez as mais importantes vendas de gado Jersey aqui nos Estados Unidos. E falar um pouco da exposição como um todo, Maurício. É a maior exposição multirraças do mundo. Fala-se que tem mais de 30 mil animais aqui no Parque de Exposições.
Então, acompanhe agora a cobertura da TV Jersey neste grande evento da Raça Jersey.
So we are here talking to Catherine Riley, and she works for the state of Kentucky. Can you just talk a little bit about the show and how it's organized and about the animals that are here?
Sure. Well, the North American or the North American International Livestock Exposition is an international event that we have hosted here in Kentucky in this facility for the last 44 years. It originated as the International in Chicago, Illinois, before it moved here to Louisville. Pretty much we are a 16, 17-day long show if we include our horse shows that start a little bit ahead of our livestock, and we start November 1st this year through the 16th or for our livestock shows and livestock exhibitors, including our dairy exhibitors that are behind us. And we start planning that pretty much on the 18th of November for next year. So from here, after this show, I'll look at what needs to be changed as far as management from the facility standpoint, and then I get together with our advisory committees, which we have an advisory committee for each species, and they will give me recommendations on things they would like to see to help improve the show, give our exhibitors a better experience, and help grow our show.
Do you have any figures like how many exhibitors, how many animals, how many visitors come here every year?
Our standard exhibitor is going to be around 900, 950 from year to year. It fluctuates a little bit. This year we're on a really high year. We've got 987 exhibitors across all of our species. And then animal-wise and entry-wise, we're pushing 19,000 entries.
Okay, do you know how many visitors come here?
International visitors, we have several hundred that come specifically for the dairy shows that come from just about all over the place. For the beef shows, we still have several, but probably on average about 250 international exhibitors. Domestic visitors, we have, I guesstimate would be around 70,000 people come in and see these exhibits.
We're talking here to Eric Metzinger from AJCA. Just could talk a little bit about the show and how the association organizes all the shows here, everything that happens here in the exposition center.
The Jersey show here in Louisville is part of a much larger exposition. The Department of Agriculture for the state of Kentucky sponsors what they call the North American International Livestock Exposition, and it includes many breeds of many different species. In addition to dairy cattle, there are horse shows, there are beef shows, llamas, goats, swine. The management team for the North American International Livestock Exposition is the entity that actually receives the entries from producers who want to show their jerseys here in Louisville. Then once the entries are received by the North American International Livestock Exposition, they forward the information about those entries to the Jersey Association. And then that's when we start to help them sort the different entries into the different classes. It's association staff that actually does the physical check-in of the animals for the shows to make sure that the animal identification matches the registration for the animals. The association selects the judges and associate judges for the Jersey show.
And Eric, could you please tell us what were the reasons that the AJCA had select this show as the All-American show?
Primarily because of its location. It makes it being located in Louisville, Kentucky, it makes it very easy for animals throughout the United States to travel here within, say, one day's trucking drive. Madison is a wonderful show, but we have a lot of producers who are in the southeast part of the United States, and to truck animals from the southeast United States up to Madison is a fairly substantial haul. So folks from Wisconsin can get here in a very easy day. New York, Pennsylvania in the Northeast can get here in a day's travel, as well as our producers down the East Coast and in the Southeast. And they have very good facilities here in Louisville as well. The animals can stay indoors from the time they leave their stall until they go to the show ring. You don't have to worry about inclement weather and having animals, leading animals outside between a show ring and their stall in inclement weather.
Diretamente da pista de exposições, o julgamento da Junior Show. Gostaria que o Marcelo explicasse aos nossos espectadores como é que funciona e quais são as regras deste que é um julgamento que no Brasil nós não temos nada parecido no momento.
Sim, Maurício, é muito legal essa iniciativa da Associação Americana do Jersey. Ela está valorizando os jovens criadores e os jovens expositores. E com isso, a Associação Americana do Jersey, ela visa perpetuar as suas grandes exposições. Esse pessoal já desde novo, habituando-se a vir nas exposições, a participar, a preparar os animais, certamente eles vão seguir aí depois, junto com a associação, para as grandes exposições no show internacional, que é o show principal.
commonly referred to as Junior Day, and it's the only national show that is strictly dedicated to junior events and for an entire day on a weekend that the kids can be here out of school. So the venue is designed for young people participation, and then with all the sponsors and support, it is our intent to encourage them to develop projects with cattle, become breeders of Jersey cattle, and hopefully develop their passion to come back to a farm operation and actually become adult breeders of Jersey cattle.
We are here with Greg Levin, who is in charge of organizing the sale from JMS. Greg, would you please talk a little bit about the sale and the highlights today?
Tonight we're going to be selling 59 lots, and probably the biggest highlight is a chance to buy a choice out of none other than Muskie Ayatollah Martha, the grand champion at World Dairy Expo, reserve supreme champion this year. So she won last year. That's going to be a choice of her live calf or a choice out of a mutually agreed upon sired flush. Generally, this sale was going to average around $10,000. There should be probably half a dozen lots that sell in excess of $20,000, and then the number between 10 and 15 as well.
We have the great pleasure to talk to Dr. Sherry Bear from the AJCA. Sherry, could you talk to us about the Futurity Show because many folks back in Brazil are not very familiar with this show.
Okay, so the idea of the National Jersey Jug Futurity was to nominate calves, heifers, when they were about a year old, and then see which of them would develop into great cows and be show winners 3 years later when they're 3-year-old. So the process is very simple. We will be taking nominations for the next round of the show, which will be in 2020. And that will be for heifers that were born starting a year ago up through the end of August this year, okay? And so what you do when you nominate is you pay a nomination fee. Then 6 months later, the fees now start increasing. So each year you pay a little bit more into the pot to keep her nominated. If you do that and you go all the way to this point, you've invested $60 US in nominating her to enter the show, okay? And you saw today that the winner won almost $2,100 for winning the show. It's a lot of fun. It's really interesting to say, you know, these could be my really good cows, but I don't know when they're heifers, so you enter them and then you see how they develop over time.
Prazer estar aí participando da TV Jersey. Parabéns aí aos idealizadores, levando aí as maiores novidades, as melhores novidades do mundo, né? Teve essa participação em Madison, agora aqui em Louisville, sendo Louisville aí a maior exposição de Jersey da América do Norte. Aqui a gente pode observar o envolvimento direto dos proprietários no dia a dia. Todo mundo está com os animais aqui para gerar comércio, para gerar fonte de renda, venda de embriões, venda dos próprios animais, e não tem esse incentivo que a gente tem no Brasil.
We will start the 65th All-American Jersey Show. There were over 780 entries for this year's show. I don't know exactly the final check-in count because they can still check in yet this evening. And it will take us all day to show those cows. By the time we're done, we will have the National Grand Champion of 2017, and we will also have the individual age class All-American and Reserve All-American winners determined. So I understand that there's about 300 different exhibitors at this year's show for that many entries, and it's going to be one of the most exciting events of the year.
Congratulations.
class is it. She's a little freer moving her leg, a little nicer flex about her hop, a little more bounce her stuff. She goes around during the day. River count second. 249, shown by Matt Travis Smith of Watertown, Wisconsin. And it's a close place Holstein entries 340 and 353 to make up ring, please. We need our Jersey Junior champion back to the makeup ring to show the grand prix. Jersey Junior champion to the makeup ring.
Larry Sherm from ABS Global and also a well-known judge here in this country and also have been judging in Brazil.
Many times.
Yeah. Could you please talk a little bit about the Jersey Open show today and what are the impressions?
I'm very happy to learn that Jersey TV in Brazil is sharing what happens here in Louisville, Kentucky each year with the All-American Jersey Show. I know many of you are familiar with the Canadian Royal and with the World Dairy Expo with the International Jersey Show, but the real heart and soul of the Jersey breed happens here in Louisville, Kentucky for the breeders, for the All-American Jersey Show. It's a show that attracts Jersey breeders from across the U.S. and it's been the hallmark show really for the U.S. Jersey breeders for many years, for over 60 years.
Can you talk a little bit about what you've seen in the ring, the heifers and the cows and stuff?
Well, it's always an excellent show. The young calves, I was really impressed with the balance of the young calves in the show today. In fact, the junior champion was a winter heifer calf, a heifer that tracked really well in her feet and legs. Feet and legs were very important, obviously, to the judges today, and that gave a dominance to some of the young heifers in the show. But it was a real nice heifer show. Some heifers that won at Madison were here and won as well.
And what about the cows?
Well, it started with the intermediates. From the milking yearlings on, milking yearling class had its genesis really here in Louisville. And it's become, it might have been the strongest cow class of the day today was the milking yearling class from end to end, although there were many outstanding young cows and a high-quality young cow class. Those of you that may have seen Madison, you would have seen a similar show here in Louisville in the young cows. And a lot of young cows with a lot of future. A lot of very shallow, very shapely uddered cows in the show today.
And just to finish, Larry, would you please talk a little bit about the grand champion and this cow? Many guys in Brazil do not know this cow. It's kind of a new cow in the scenery.
This cow won the Jersey Jug Futurity, and if you saw a bit about the Jersey Jug, this cow a few years ago had won the Jersey Jug and made her mark then, and she's come back. She's calved 5 times, and is one of the most youthful cows in the breed today. And it was a very fitting crowning for her to become the champion here at the All-American today. A very youthful production winning cow, a cow that's calved 5 times, followed very similarly by the first 4-year-old that was also grand champion of our junior show. Very nice for that young man to have champion of our youth show on Saturday and then come back today and his cow was reserve grand champion. So they made a lovely pair of young cows, very upstanding, very youthful in their udders, and they fit very well together. It made a nice pair of champions.
Thanks a lot, Larry. Thanks for your attention.
Right. And I'm glad to hear that TV Jersey is sending the message about jerseys to many places. So congratulations on your work. Thank you.
E a All-American Jersey Show 2017 chega ao seu final. Foram 3 dias de muito envolvimento da Raça Jersey com a Associação Americana e os seus criadores. Marcelo, conta para os nossos espectadores um pouco do que foi este grande evento da Raça Jersey aqui em Louisville, no Kentucky, Estados Unidos.
Maurício, impressiona bastante aqui alguns aspectos. Primeiro, a grandiosidade disso aqui, né? O parque de exposições é muito grande, não dá nem para você andar a pé aqui, você tem que andar de carro, né? O número de expositores, o número de animais, o número de espécies que participam dessa exposição, que é dividida em 2 turnos. Então é uma exposição um pouco diferente e para o Jersey em si, até diferente do que a gente tem lá no Brasil, porque ela é dividida em 3 etapas, né, em 3 dias. E terminando aí hoje com assim, o que é a coqueluche aqui, né, que é o All-American Open Show, que é o show aberto, onde se escolhem as campeãs e reservadas campeãs americanas. Muitos expositores, cerca de 200 expositores, muito gado e você vê muito envolvimento das famílias. Então é uma exposição que é a raiz mesmo do Jersey aqui americano, eles valorizam demais essa exposição e a associação organiza 100% a participação do Jersey. Então é uma exposição que vale a pena ser visitada e a raiz mesmo do Jersey americano está aqui.
Com certeza. E além de muita quantidade, também muita qualidade, tanto dos animais, como da organização, como do parque de exposições, uma estrutura, vamos dizer assim, até acima dos padrões até aqui para os Estados Unidos, que aqui geralmente eles têm exposições aqui muito estruturadas, e mostrando que o Jersey americano ele está pujante, está crescendo. A gente participou também de uma reunião aí junto com a Associação Americana, eles mostraram os dados, o Jersey está realmente na moda aqui nos Estados Unidos, todos os criadores vindo para a Raça Jersey, porque além de produzir um leite de alta qualidade, também é um leite que tem maior rentabilidade para o criador, e eles são muito preocupados com isso. E gostaríamos de agradecer então a Associação Americana por estar nos recebendo nesses 3 dias, por ter trazido para nós muitas informações. A gente conseguiu aí trocar muitas ideias, muitas informações, a gente fez a cobertura completa aí do evento, como vocês puderam acompanhar aí durante o programa, e a TV Jersey mais uma vez aí dando um show de cobertura em uma exposição da grandiosidade como é aqui de Louisville, no Kentucky, nos Estados Unidos. E gostaríamos também de aproveitar e agradecer aos nossos patrocinadores, a Cemex do Brasil, a Algomix Rações, a Cabanhas Butiá, a Manufatura Uniformes e a SRC Farms, que propiciaram a TV Jersey estar fazendo mais uma grande cobertura da Raça Jersey aqui nos Estados Unidos.